Are you trying to let go of something, of a conversation, of a relationship, of an outcome, or an expectation, but it's still sitting there? You know it's finished, but maybe emotionally it hasn't completed. So what's happening? Letting go isn't a decision, it's a process. And sometimes the mind understands it's over, but the emotional body hasn't caught up. So you might notice replaying the same memories, wishing it had ended differently, feeling tethered to something that is no longer there or no longer serves you, carrying a heaviness that you can't quite shift, difficulty feeling present. So when emotional cycles don't complete, they linger, often not dramatically, but quietly, taking up space. So the importance of completion. Moving on doesn't mean dismissing what matters or the good feelings or memories that have been there. It means allowing the emotional cycle to finish. Release creates room for clarity, room for steadiness, and room for a new energy. So without completion, fragments of the past quietly travel into the future. Now, the letting go and moving on essence pathway is part of the stage 1 relief and stabilisation support system, and it supports emotional completion before moving forward, before rebuilding, before stepping into the new chapter. The system needs a gentle release. This letting go, moving forward range of 5 essences and affirmation cards, they support releasing those attachments, completing the emotional cycles, clearing any residue or charge, and restoring the heart-centered safety, allowing forward movement without force. So it stabilizes first so that the release feels natural and doable, not abrupt. Now, what are the 5 essences? The first one is release and letting go. So when attachment is still alive, even after something has ended, emotion continues beneath the surface. So this essence supports the softening of the emotional grip, the loosening of that attachment gently, reducing the internal resistance and allowing release without suppression. Letting go becomes an easing, not a forcing. The second essence is renewal, which is the end of a long cycle. So every ending marks the completion of a cycle, but without the emotional closure, that cycle remains partially open. So this essence supports gentle completion, honouring what has been, integration of the lessons, and creating space for what is emerging. Completion restores the forward flow. The third essence is holding the love. Now, this essence is the highest energy of yourself. So, letting go does not require a closing of the heart. This essence supports allowing the love to remain, but without clinging, about compassionate integration, about releasing that attachment without a hardening, about preserving the warmth but still detaching. It helps separate out the love from the emotional holding. The fourth essence is the essence peace. Release can stir uncertainty. So peace supports the emotional reassurance, calming the internal turbulence, acceptance of what is finished, and a steadiness during this emotional transition. So peace allows letting go to feel safe. The fifth essence is the heart chakra, the cockles of my heart. So the heart often holds what the mind has already released. This essence supports heart-centered completion, emotional safety, restoring our inner openness, and healing that ache of separation. It supports closure without shutting down. Now, why does this work? When release is supported gently, the emotional charge settles, the replaying reduces, the heaviness softens, the clarity returns, and the energy becomes available again. Letting go becomes completion, not suppression, not avoidance, but finished. So, if this essence pathway calls to you, you may find it below in the link to essencesofdelight.co.nz. If something from the past still feels active, if you're ready to move forward but not quite free yet, this is a supportive place to start. Release first, then move. So you can purchase the entire 5 essences as one pathway, or if there's one particular or a couple of individual essences that speak to you, you can purchase these individually on the website as well. A lot of the essences in this first pathway seem to repeat, but that's because it's about the stabilization. It's the stabilization and the grounding before we feel safe enough to release. So some of these do repeat. The next set of essences, the next pathway that we do is going to be about enhancement and how to move to become even better from here. But watch this space.